Welcome back to the Finca, everyone. It's the first day for 11 days we've not had any rain.
Yes.
It's brightening up.
I've forgotten what that yellow thing in the sky looks like.
It's been so hard for us trying to work as well.
Yeah.
You know, because we're on solar. If it's cloudy, we struggle for power. We've got to run the generator, it costs money.
Yeah.
We do all the cutting and stuff outside, as you will have seen. If it's raining, we can't do that. But we've got our back door in, haven't we?
We've got the back door in.
Lovely. And now, what are we doing?
Well, this morning we're in the old corral. It's going to be our utility room. You probably see the fridge freezer
sort
and
of is a bit
washing machine behind.
It was all temporary, wasn't it?
Everything's temporary in here. So this is the very end of the house. We're going to start here and work our way through the house. So the first job is to finish, if you remember, this little downstairs loo.
A couple of videos on it, several as the building of the whole thing, actually, what we installed here. This is our downstairs loo behind here.
Yeah.
We nearly finished it, but not quite, because we had more important things to do, which is our apartment's upstairs, in the old hayloft, because this is all the troughs here. You can see them. You've probably seen them before. There used to be a big hole in that corner, and upstairs, which is now the bathroom and our bedroom, was just full of straw basically and hay that they used to shove down through that hole, I assume, to give to the animals that fed here. So a bit of history for you.
Yeah.
So we filled the hole in, cleaned all the straw out, built a bedroom and a bathroom upstairs, and put a loo in downstairs, which is directly underneath the upstairs bathroom, which is logical.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Like all your pipes in one place, in one corner. So when we did this, it's functional, it works and everything, but we've still got the sink here to go in.
Yeah.
And the wall that the sink's going on, which is this wall, I'll show you in a minute, needs cladding. And all this insulation here, which has been here for a long time, that the cats have found a lovely bed, needs to go in that wall. So logically, we need to obviously clear a lot of this out. The logical thing is to get rid of that, clear it into the spot where it's going to live forever, and that's done.
Yeah.
So anyway, enough waffle. Should we crack on?
Crack on. So
this is the room in question. We cleaned all this old plaster stuff off the walls. They need pointing. Sorry about the noise of the fan. It comes on automatically with the light, and if we didn't have the light on, you won't be able to see anything. We did all that. We laid this big heavy stone floor in here. The doors on, obviously, that's there, under one of our specialty doors. The ceiling's all done with a light and extractor in it. All we need to do is to clad this wall here, which we're going to do in TNG, same as the ceiling, same as the wall upstairs. But before I can do that, there's that bit, and I can get in enough. That side there, the back of the light switch and the back of the plug socket. The plumbing's in for the sink, loosely. So what I need to do, I just need to get the height of the waist, where that's going to pop out of the cladding to fit into the trap. So that's my first job. It's not actually at all easy to film in here. What I've done, I've offered up the sink here and marked the bottom of where the waste comes out. I've measured down 4 inches from that and drawn a circle. Basically that's where I want my pipe to exit. On the traps that I use, you get quite a lot of adjustment up and down on them, so that gives me an inch or two that way and an inch or two that way, so quite flexible, and I've tried to get it in the middle between where they're going to be. So what I need to do is cut this off. I've got some fitting somewhere, put an 87 degree on there, and then bring a pipe up and then run it out this way, sticking out through the wall, ready to go into my trap. So let's get it done. I've just cut through that with the old sawzall, reciprocating saw, and now I'm just going to glue my right angle piece on me. It's 87 degrees that, which should look perfectly there. I have to think we can safely get him in. It's a bit dusty for this one. Bit of glue in there. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. Good old. and literally just push him on. That'll do nicely, I think. There. So now I've got some old bits that I've used in the past, which are over here somewhere. If it is, and it runs the right way as well, that's going to go in there. But obviously I need to cut a bit off it because I want this to be where that circle is there. So I'll get it worked out, get it cut and get that stuck in place. Right, so it's in. I put the bag back on the end because it is connected straight to the sewer. It does smell a little bit. Not that you need to know that. If you're wondering why both these taps are red, we actually took a load off. We can only buy them in red for some reason in Spain. So we took a load off and we actually painted them blue and put them in a safe place, which they still are to this day because we can't remember where it is. But I know that's me cold and that's me hot. You can tell by the fittings on the bottom. Right, so now I can start the cladding. And when I get up to here, obviously, I'll just cut a hole in it for that pipe to pop neatly out of. And then that gets rid of my insulation as well. I've actually checked it, I've got enough to not even have to cut them, so there'll just be one length boards all the way across, which will look really cool. The offcuts will go up this side here. So yeah, let's get on with it. Right, so I've got the bottom two, just they're not fixed in there, they're just loosely in place, just to see how it lies, and yeah, it's pretty good. I actually designed it so they'd fit inside the timber framework for it, so hopefully should be quite a neat finish. So yeah, I need to get my nail and I'll get an airline in here and get my nail gun and we can start fixing them and keep working our way up. Right, I know you can't see me. I'm just going to pop this one out, knowing that it will fit in a minute. Stand him up there and get this one in lovely like that. And then I'll probably have to cut all the insulation to go in these bits as well. So yeah, let's get it in. Let's get some nails in it. Mind your ears. And one more in there. But if I can get one in the end, there we go. No, it doesn't matter actually. Right, see if I can get some insulation in between this pipe and there. Right, the first two boards are on. I probably don't actually need insulation on this wall, but I thought, you know, what the heck, may as well do it properly. Now the next boards are now longer and they should theoretically all be exactly the same length. So I'll go and have a look, start cutting them, and we'll start working our way up the wall. Right, so I've got the first 4 in. Now is the tricky one, because I've got to cut a hole for this, and then I need enough room to slide it in, lift it over the tongue, and then drop it back down. So I need a slightly bigger hole. I'll go and get my vernier calipers and measure the outside diameter of that flange. Right, so here they are. They just slide up and down, and with the scale on them, tell you what the width is, the diameter even. So stick that on there. There it is, and there's down at 40mm. So I'm probably looking at a 50mm hole. I'm a man of many holes, so as people that watch regular will know. So all I've got to do now is work out where, in approximation to the end, that I want it. So 475 from the right hand side to the outside edge, and we'll measure this to the bottom. from the flange. If you can see from here, let's say 32 mil, 32 and 475. Right, so I'll move next door into the kitchen to cut this. What I've done, I've just roughly marked my hole, and it should be about there. Right, so there it is. Let's see if it fits. 2 chances, isn't there? Well, there we go. That wasn't a bad shot, was it? Super. It's in. Get it nailed in place. And the rest should be more straightforward because they're just straight cuts.
Guys, we've just realised by the time this video comes out, which is Thursday the 31st of March, it will be our first anniversary on YouTube. So we just wanted to say thank you to all of you. When we first started doing this, we had no idea. We'd never made a video before in our lives. We were terrible. Hopefully we've got better, although Andy still interrupts me all the time, you may have noticed. He'd be very good today. But yeah, we didn't even realise that people would be interested, but we thought, well, we're doing it anyway, and it would be good to log our own progress for our, you know, memories in the future. So we thought we might as well put it on YouTube and try and see if anybody really is going to watch us. And unbelievable the response we've had.
Yeah, what a journey it's been.
Yeah.
We started off, I mean, unfortunately we didn't get it all from the beginning. We'd already had the house a year before we decided to do it. But we kind of started sort of near the beginning with the bathroom in the apartment upstairs, then we did the bedroom in the apartment, then the living room in the apartment, plus other things, you know, along the way as well. And now we're actually starting on the main house, which is right behind us. So we've got years and years of this to come. If people are still interested in watching, you know, we're going to be around for quite a long time. In the first year, we've got 2,600 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. And we've had 400,000 video views, which is like
unbelievable.
Absolutely incredible. Yeah. So we'd just like to say thank you so much to everyone. If you're not a subscriber currently, and you want to follow our progress, click the subscribe button. It helps us out enormously. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and if you check the little bell, select all, YouTube will notify you every time we upload a video.
Which is twice a week currently.
It is Tuesdays, Thursdays and Sundays.
Sundays, yeah.
So
without further ado, we'll crack on, but we just wanted to say thank you. So my first job today is oiling. This door needs a second coat, and the frame. The handrail on the staircase that Andy put in for us has never been oiled. I'll show you. So this is the handrail in question. As I say, never got round to oiling it. It's just too many jobs to do. So whilst I've got the oil out, I'm going to give this a coat today. It's amazing actually where the grease comes off your hands, so it needs a bit of a rub down first. Clean that up and then get that oiled, and also the shutters around the back of the house. And so these are the shutters on the back of the hayloft apartment. This gets all the weather this side of the house, and we've had all that rain, and they're looking a bit dry, going grey in places at the top here. So obviously there's loads of other things to do, but I want to keep on top of this. Don't want to lose them, so again, whilst I've got the oil out, I should be doing those. So back in the loo, I've cut a load of boards ready to go on. This one's not fixed yet, but I'm probably gonna pin this one in first, and then get the insulation down the back, and then just carry on.
Right, so that's the last of the insulation in. I run out of board, so I'll go and cut the rest to get it finished off. I've no doubt when we get to the top one, we're going to have to rip a strip down off a board to make it fit that way. But yeah, we'll see. We'll go and cut some. I'll work out how many and get them cut and see what we've got left. Right, so I need another 6. So we'll get them cut. One down, 5 to go. Right, so there we go, that's 5 there. This one I'm going to leave here because I'm going to need to rip it down to make it fit in the gap at the top. But we're going to get these in. Right, just had a bit of an interruption. I just had to go out on a little journey to meet the driver. We've got our new windows, look at them beauties. Okay? One's going in there, and the other one's going in round the side there, and the old corral, which is what we're currently working on. So yeah, they took a bit longer than expected to arrive, but we've got them, so excellent news. Excellent, happy days on the windows. I've cut the rest of my lengths. I'm going to stick them and just carry on with them. The windows are about the only things we don't make ourselves, mainly because I cannot make them for the price that they do them for. And the solid pine, the same as we've got upstairs, beautiful windows, fantastic, we don't get any drafts through them at all, very very well made, unbelievably cheap, great price. So that's why I buy the windows. Everything else, as you've probably seen, we try and make ourselves. Anyway, I'm going to get on with this, get the rest of these in. Right, okay, it's we're done. Just got this top one to do. And it's actually not surprisingly at all, because the roof joist, the ceiling joist, slope and curve, it's slightly narrower at that end than it is at that end. But I don't know, I'm going to think about what to do with it, because I might put another board on sort of to mainly bridge it, and then put a decent sized piece of timber across. It might be quite a nice feature. I'm not sure, so I'm going to consult with Sharon and see what we're going to do with it. Well, it's another wet day, scuppered us a bit. What I've done with that piece of wood for the top, for the last bit of trim, I've just marked it where I want, and I've clamped a guide in place, and I'm going to attempt to cut it with the jigsaw, but it should work alright. So, I need to plug it in first. Right, let's see what we can do with it. Okay, there it is. Let's go and see if it fits. We thought we'd try this first before we looked at any trim or anything. If it looks alright, it'll just do as it is, won't it? So, yeah, let's go see. Right, okay, it's in. It's not too bad actually, is it? I shall confer with the boss and see what she thinks, whether it'd be better off with the trim on it or not. So yeah, that's pretty happy days. The sun's actually coming out a bit as well, so we might be able to get this edge done down here as well. Super. We've actually got a little bit of hazy sunshine come out, so I'm going to carry on. We were thinking about taking a trip to get the taps and the waste for the sink, but we can go later, I think, because while we've got power I want to try and get these done. So same again, I'm just cutting them, pinning them, and going to put insulation up the inside of the wall. So let's crack on with it. So we're off. Just sticking the insulation in as we go. Getting each one in. Right, we're out of nails. I'll reload it and carry on. Well, it couldn't have worked out worse. The top one's in, and I've got a gap of about 10-12 millimeters up there. So I need to cut a tiny little strip. I'll fix it onto here before I put this one in place, because then I can just sort of, should be able to just get it in. He says I can't get this one out now. Put it in like that and drop it, and it should go in. So I'll go and cut myself a dead thin strip to go on the front of there.
So that's the second coat on the door, the frame. I've done the handrail, that looks much better. Unfortunately, rain stopped play again, so I didn't get around to the shutters. But there's plenty of time. At least they've got one coat on them, but I just wanted to get the second coat on this door. So, and Andy's doing really well in the downstairs loo. Look at that, isn't it lovely? I hope you can see the grain, it's brought it out a treat. So yeah, that looks much better. It's had a bit of a downpour on it this morning, but it's survived, it's fine. Happy days.
Right, so I've just measured this gap. It's actually 9 millimeters. So I'll need to rip a little bit off, stick it on. So I'll go and do that first. Okay, that's it. It's like a stick. He goes on there. We'll stick him on there now first. And this should go in the hole. Can you see? My arm in the way. Oh yes, that's it. Wunderbar. I'll get it nailed. Lovely. That's all the cladding finished. Done. Ready now. All we need to do is put the sink in, but as I mentioned earlier, we need to go and get taps. It's going to be quite a fiddly little, because it's only a dead small sink. So I want to fit the waste and the taps to it before I stick it in. But yes, so we need to go and get them. This can now all be oiled and all the pointing can be done. We want to get this room finished before we sort of move on out here, even though I'm probably going to be moving on out there and leave Sharon to do this. I can get my bit done in here, but if we don't, it's never going to get done. as always happens with these things. But yeah, brilliant. So what's next? Right, okay, next, I think, sink aside, to get all this plaster off this back wall, we need to cover these up, obviously. We'll empty this one. Need to get rid of this insulation. I didn't use anywhere near as much as I thought it would go in there, and everything else needs to go as well. But we're actually going to leave this grey, if you can make that out on there, here, because that's a part of the original troughs, and it's completely different. It's rock hard, solid, old stuff. So we're going to cut all this back, off this wall. Next job, we've got a skip. We were hoping we had scheduled again to start the roof this weekend, but with the rain we've had, well, this morning, last night, not a lot, but it's enough, so we'll probably have to put that back another week, because we are forecast better weather from today. It's just the last day and we got a bit more than we would have liked, so we'll confer about that later on in the week, I think. As for down here, we might need to take some of this off as well, because you can't see that on here, but this is powdering up a bit, but we might just scrape it off and lime wash it and see what it does. So yeah, that's about where we're up to at the minute. It's gone chilly now. Sun's gone in.
Yeah, so anyway, I feel we are making progress again. We're on a roll.
Yes.
Toilet looks fab. Obviously that's all got to be oiled now, and then I'm on pointing. But we want to get all this mess out of the way, all the dust, before I start oiling, because
it'll stick
it sticks to it. And even if you think the dust has settled, I'm sure you know, if you've had building work done yourself, it's settling for days. So it's just not worth oiling it until all that dust and rubble is out of the way. Yeah, so that's the plan. Get this place, all the demolition done.
Crikey, bit of a job.
Get it in that skip, and then we can start putting things back.
Plaster's got to come off that wall. We don't know about this one yet. That wall over there, Chris from Tales from the Cave side is going to come over to help me lift the fridge out.
Thank you, Chris.
Because we need to get behind it to get that off, and I want to put a bit of self-leveling on the floor, just at this bit. loads to do, but we're just going to be methodically and logically working our way through it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be smashing things off. Sharon's going to be pointing them back together.
And clearing up, of course.
Well, I'll do a bit, especially while we've got to skip. You know, it makes sense to get all the demolition work done,
Yeah.
all the knocking off, while we've got to skip.
Yeah.
So that's us for this week,
That's
isn't it?
us, yeah.
Out of time again. We have made quite a bit of progress,
Yeah,
I think.
we have.
Yeah, I'm very happy with
Yes,
that.
yes.
And, so we'll see you on Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday.